The functionality of this ramp elasticity motor employs several elements of physics, like the decomposition of forces in a ramp, the tangent component of the force, the elasticity of a material in action and reaction. In the respective drawing, a base is used, 2 circles made of an elastic steel. Each circle has a groove on each part and they are mounted on 6 carts. Each has in its components 2 rollers on bearings, with 1 nose each, in order to roll on the grooves of the circles. The carts A1 and A2 have each 2 fixed rolls. The carts C1 and C2 have each 2 mobile rolls, each of the rolls being mounted on a balancer in pair. Each pair has in its components 1 left-right threaded screw, so that the circles may be tightened by using the balancer. The functionality of the motor is based on using minimum 2 assemblies. One assembly must consist of 3 carts, C1, A2, C2. The 2 assemblies are oriented parallel on the circles. It is mandatory that the cart A2 is positioned between the carts C1 and C2. In order to get the rotation movement started, we must mind the arrangement of the carts. We tighten the circles among them with the rolls of the cart C2 with a certain force. Thus the circles will be deformed and thus 4 ramps are formed, 2 on the rolls from cart C2 and 2 on the rolls from cart A2. At this moment the highest point of the circles lies between cart A2 and C1. The rotation movement is not performed because of the fact that the inclination of the ramps from cart C2 and A2 opens certain ramp forces, C2 exerting force towards A2 and A2 exerting the same force towards C2. At this moment, the 2 exercised forces are facing each other. In order to achieve the rotation movement, we must change the inclination of the ramp from A2. To do this, we use the cart C1 by tightening the 2 balancers up to the moment when the highest point of the circle switches between the carts A2 and C2. When this action is performed, the rotation movement of the circles begins. The farthest the highest point is from cara A2, the faster the circles spin, and with greater force, because of the fact that the ramps from C2 and A2 push the circles in the same direction. Returning to cart C1, to avoid the rolls climbing in ramp and to avoid annulling part of the motor force, we use the tangent component of the force. The power of the motor is transmitted further through the cart A2 or A1, or both. They are subject to the greatest tension of the circles. The power is transmitted from one of the rolls of the carts A1 or A2, extending towards the exterior or interior. From there one can further with a chain, transmission belt, toothed wheel, or cardan. On the opposite part of the extension 2 pinions are fixed, so that the roll does not skid on the circle. This motor operates only according to the laws of physics. It does not require fuel. The pollution is 0. It can be built in various dimensions. The larger the circles, the more cart assemblies can be mounted. All its components are recyclable.